It could have very nearly been a nightmare on Rovers Street, couldn't it? Hello there guys, Erajana here for Forever Football DRFC, your Doncaster Rovers fan channel. Gillingham 2, Doncaster Rovers 2, and look, let's just be perfectly honest, shall we? We could have snatched a winner. Let's be perfectly honest. We could have snatched a winner in that second half with a few chances. They could have snatched a winner with a few chances in that second half for them as well. It was an atrocious start, but we got back into it. And it's the two big leaders in this team. James Coppinger and Tom Anderson, who wears the captain's armband. James Coppinger assisted the first goal. Got the second goal. Give that guy another year contract. Give that guy a year contract. Honestly, I swear to God. Because James Coppinger has saved us so many times. Hull City, now Gillingham. And you know what, to be fair, our result feels like a point gained. Because not only have we stopped our own losing streak, but also we look at what other teams are doing. Lincoln drew. Peterborough almost lost against Rochdale and drew. Charlton drew. Portsmouth beat Ipswich. Oxford lost to Blackpool. Hull drew with Shrewsbury. Lincoln, of course, drew with Sunderland. So we've actually got a point gained. We've gained a point. And we actually gained a point on some rivals. And we kept up the rest with the other ones. Now we're 5 points off Lincoln. We're in 5th place still. We're 5 points off Lincoln with 2 games in hand on them. So we could go into 4th place. Am I saying we're going to get automatic promotion anymore? No. Do I think we'll still get playoffs? Guaranteed. We're going to finish top 6, hopefully, if we keep going. Because a point gained is rather than 2 others' points dropped. And like I said, the first 5 minutes, we were atrocious. Poor defend, absolutely shambolic defending. It's worse than seeing a wardrobe with chipped woods all over the place. It doesn't look right, it doesn't look good, you throw it away. It was shambolic. But then we regrouped, we said, you know what, no, we're not going to go down like wimping little cowards. We're going to come back and fight. And we did. Coppinger with the cross, Anderson with the header, and Coppinger gets the second goal. And we fought for that. Second half, look, it was very end-to-end at times, let's be perfectly honest, it was very end-to-end. Coppinger came off for Richards. Did Richards really do anything? No. When the kilo came on for Sims, it was the right change in my opinion, but did he do much? Not really. Maggi Gomez only came on for a couple of minutes plus the 7 added minutes. Did he come on and show something? I thought he come on and looked alright. Again, he looked alright when he came off the bench. It'd be interesting to see if Gomez starts, but of course we've now got a full week now until the next match day, because of course we don't play on Tuesday next week. So obviously we've got a full week now to rest with Bostock coming back, ready for MK Dons on the weekend next week. So we've got complete fitness in this squad. Apart from John Jules, who's going to be a couple of weeks away. Taylor's out for the rest of the season. Bostock's coming back next week, so we're going to have pretty much, apart from John Jules and Taylor, a full fit squad. Brandon Hornton. I swear to God, that guy. Brandon Hornton. In my opinion, if Reece James isn't playing left back or he's injured and you need a left back to play in that position, Horton all the way. Horton all the way. He was class in that game. Absolute class. Born in Askern, a local lad, another youthful local talent. And you know what? I just want to address something, right? All the people that were saying it on Twitter after 2-0, Butler out, he's out of his depth, he's not good enough. If we fell out the top 6 and we didn't get promoted this season, the fault would lie with Darren Moore and the mentality of the players, not with Andy Butler. He set the team out right, he set the tactics right. It's down to the players to play for the manager, and that is what they're doing at the minute. They're playing for the manager. We won't get every result, but we're trying to get the best out of the players. And like I said, we've gained a point on rivals where they dropped points. So, again, we've relied on other results to help us out again. So, you know, there is going to be times where they won't help us and we'll not help ourselves in the end, but I don't want that week to come, because at the minute, we're gaining points and they're dropping points. Well, some of them are dropping points. So we're on hand. We're doing well at the minute. We just need to continue this and get the wins back up and running. Because, look, I'm excited for the 2 games against Peterborough near the end of the season. Because you look at what they did against Rochdale. They nearly bottled 3 points against Rochdale. I felt sorry for Rochdale with that 93rd minute penalty to make it 3-3. I felt really sorry for Rochdale because they didn't deserve to drop those 3 points. Peterborough just bottled it. Ipswich bottled it defensively against Portsmouth earlier today. Sunderland Lincoln was 1-1, very end-to-end I'm hearing. You know, and you look at Oxford, they lost to Blackpool. Like I said, Hull drawing with Shrewsbury, a very dull game for Hull. We've gained points where others haven't, and some people have just gained the same amount of points that we've got, so it's not the biggest loss in the world. We've gained a point. And it was a Gillingham side that was very one-dimensional. Very one-dimensional. Steve Evans set that team up to play hoofball, one ball over the top, and hope for the best. Those tall strikers, Akinde and Oliver. Verdane Oliver and John Akinde. We fell into the trap in the first 4 minutes. One thing that annoyed me about Gillingham, though, was their throw-ins. First of all, the referee, I'll say this in a polite way, referee, absolute disgrace today. You know, he's gonna go into the changing rooms after the match, take off his shirt, and he's got a Gillingham shirt underneath, because he wasn't giving us anything. Should we have had a penalty in the first half? Yes, I did. People say it was soft, I don't care. It was a penalty in my opinion. In the second half, when was it in the rule book that Gillingham players were allowed to take their throw-ins from far away from where the throw was set to be taken originally? Is that not in the rule book anymore? Is that part of the rule book, or have I missed something? It's been excluded from the rule book now. Disgraceful from the referee, absolutely disgraceful. And, you know, there's a couple of other things we should have been given. Bogle, I'm surprised he wasn't raging at that decision in the second half. He should have had a foul against him. The person who fouled Bogle should have been penalised for that. Absolutely penalised. And the 7 added minutes, we should have had an opportunity to get the win from that. But again, the long throw-ins, they took 30 seconds each throw, not 5 or 10. Maximum 15, I'll let them off at 15 seconds, but 30 seconds for a throw-in? That was longer than a snail's marathon. That was so long, those throw-ins. And there were just time wasting and time wasting and time wasting. That's Gillingham. If it's effective, it's getting your points, fair enough, but it's not good to watch. The second half was probably more boring than the first half, but yeah, I honestly at 2-0 I was raging. At 2-2 I was begging Coppinger for a new 1-year contract and retire in front of the fans at the end of next season. And the second half it was very end to end at times, loads of chances. Halliday had a very close effort. Matt Smith, I'm going to say Matt Smith was my man of the match today. I think Matt Smith was my man of the match today, 100%. Comment down below if you think Matt Smith was man of the match. Best passer on that pitch, 110%. Hopefully, we don't miss him that much on Saturday against MK Dons, and Bostock can just slip into that role, or Greaves can come in and try and do some physicality in there and try and make it a more physical midfield. But in terms of Matt Smith, we are probably going to miss his passing next Saturday because he's on international duties with Wales. But my God, Matt Smith, what a guy. What a passer. What a passer on the ball. You could tell today he was loaned out by Pep Guardiola's Manchester City. You could see the quality in that guy. So for Matt Smith, he gets my man of the match today, but there's a couple of under candidates. Coppinger and Joe Wright are the two other ones up there. Coppinger ran the show in that first half and for nearly half of the second half. Joe Wright put some wonderful blocks on the line. He blocked this club with like his life depended on it. So there's a couple of other candidates, but I'd give man of the match to Matt Smith today. So let's start off then with our 3 substitutes. So let's start off with the subs. So starting off with Gomez, I'm going to give him the normal 6. I think he looked better than the other 2 substitutes in my opinion, even with less time on the ball. I think Gomez looked like he was pressing, looked like he could do something, but again, it was just not enough time to show off really. Taylor Richards, 5, and I think he didn't look his normal self again. As soon as he came on, he didn't look his normal self. I was a bit concerned at the Coppinger substitution. Maybe Coppinger didn't want to play 90 minutes, or maybe Coppinger couldn't play 90 minutes because of fitness. I don't know. Hopefully, that means Coppinger's starting on Saturday next week against MK Dons, but we'll see what happens. Lakilo, 5. It looked like a ball of energy, but again, just not really doing anything. Starting 11 time then. Lewis Jones, 6. And, I could have dragged it back down to a 5 after that first half, but, in my opinion, he needed to show more courage coming out the 6-yard box. I think that he pulled off a couple of good saves, but apart from that, just an overall average game. But I know he can do better than that. Overall, he is a young keeper. He's still got time to learn. He's probably going to be our young number 1 for next season. So he's going to have time to learn. He's going to have time to develop all the weaknesses that he's got in his game and get them out as quick as possible. He's going to have time. He's still a young lad. He's got a bright, bright future. And that's what I'd say. Brad Halliday, 6. In the first half, I gave him a 5 because he didn't look great at all. Improved a little bit in the second half, but overall just an average performance. Joe Wright, 8. I gave him an 8 because some heroic defending and overall just wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Tom Anderson, 7. Scored the goal. Really proud to have seen him score the goal. And the passion he showed, like, come on, get the ball up, get ready, let's get an equaliser and get back in this game as soon as possible. The passion on this guy, that's why he is the captain of this side. 7 out of 10. Brandon Hornson, 8. He gets an 8 out of 10. Does he start over Reece James in my opinion? Yes, he does. Brandon Hornson starts at left back in my opinion. Absolutely starts. I'll go on to Reece James in a little bit, but in my opinion, Hornson starts in that position. People say, oh, don't risk him in 90 minutes against in another game and things like that. It's a full week until the next game. We can risk. It's not risking him anyway. It's playing him because he deserves the start again. He deserved the start after his performance off the bench against Oxford, and he fully delivered. And again, like Lewis Jones, like AJ Greaves, Horton is one for the future. And Liam Ravenhill as well coming up. He's on international duty next week, but he's one for the future along with the likes of Ethan Bojang, Lewis Cunningham from the youth. Shout out, by the way, shout out to Lewis Cunningham and Ethan Bojang because they follow me now on Twitter. So shout out to those two because they follow me on Twitter now, but massive respect to all the Youth Academy stars, man. And Horton is a graduate from the Youth Academy. He's going to shine in this first team. He's got the potential to be in this first team as a starter week in, week out, 110%. We're not going to put too much pressure on the kid because he's still got to learn, but very positive signs. Reece James, 6. Overall, just not his best performance. Okay, was physical in the midfield, tried to do some stuff as well, got involved in some stuff, but overall, just an okay performance. Matt Smith, 8, of course, gets my man of the match. No one gets above an 8. No one gets 9 or 10 today, but because it is still a point, but Matt Smith gets man of the match today for an 8. I reckon, again, like I said, he's probably the best passer today in the team. He ran that midfield like clockwork, and again showed that Pep Guardiola. We might as well call him Matthew De Bruyne or something like that. Or Matt De Bruyne or Matt Gundogan, because it was Ilkay Silky, Ilkay Gundogan Silky. It was Matt Silky. Ilky Matty, let's call it. But no, 8 out of 10, man of the match for me. Going into the wing positions, Sims, I'm going to give him a 6, I'm pushing towards a 5, but I'm going to give him a 6 only just because he didn't look his best today again. And, I was kind of glad when the kilo came on, but again, he didn't show much either. But from Josh Sims' perspective, he needs that full week now before MK Dons to rehabilitate and just get back to full fitness because he needs to get better before that game. On the opposite wing, Okunabiri, again, 6. Just an okay performance. Got involved quite a bit, especially in the second half, but overall just needs to improve a bit more in a couple of things, and he'll be back on form. Coppinger, 8 as well. 8. I can't remember how many times. Figure of 8. Infinity. Give this guy a statue because he's the saviour of this football club. Assisted the first goal, got the second goal, ran the show overall today, came off for Taylor Richards, who didn't put in as big a shift as others, but I've got to give him the credit. He needs to start. Richards cannot start against MK Dons. He's putting in performances right now that doesn't deserve a start. He doesn't deserve even 90 minutes. He doesn't even deserve to appear anywhere on the pitch at the minute for Taylor Richards. He needs to work over this next week to prove why he should play against MK Dons on Saturday, either off the bench or starting. So he's got to work, Taylor Richards, because right now James Coppinger is showing him exactly how it's done on a consistent basis. And finally, Omar Bogle, I'm going to give him a 7. Should have had something in the second half, and I wouldn't be surprised if he would have absolutely decked one of the players for and the referee and that for that stuff in the second half, but you know, great guy, had some chances, got involved attacking wise, and overall just a wonderful talent, and I know he'll get better and better. So what do we do next week against MK Dons? I can't believe this is like the first week in months where we haven't got a midweek game, but this is the proper thing now. We need to work as a team and the club over this next week to try and get 3 points against MK Dons, because we drew 1-1 in that first game of the season against MK Dons, and it was under Darren Moore. So we need to get 3 points and prove Darren Moore how to beat MK Dons. We need to show him how to beat him. Congratulations to him, by the way, because he beat Barnsley today, 2-1. But well done to Chef Wednesday. But yeah, we need to prove to Darren Moore we can beat MK Dons like he couldn't do in that 1-1 on the first day of the season. So for some players, it's going to be about working, getting back to full fitness, getting back on the treadmills and the lifting weights and things like that. So it's going to be a watch to see who impresses me on Saturday against MK Dons. But yeah, I think we're glad with that result, to be fair. I think after the start we had, we've been lucky to take a point. I think we're like Billy the Kid in his Sheriff Showdowns in the Wild West. We're lucky to take the first bullet. But yeah, we took the first bullet. We survived the bullet. We had a full metal jacket underneath our bulletproof. We had a bulletproof vest underneath our Wild West jacket, and we shot down Gillingham with a couple of bullets, and we won the showdown in the end, even though we take a draw. But of course, draw's not the best word in the Wild West, because of course, you know, if you've researched the Wild West, you know what I mean. But getting back on topic, we need to get 3 points against MK Dons. I'll do the preview for that on Friday. Obviously, there's no Monday preview, so you've probably got a free day, unless there's a daily reports I need to record. But there we go, guys. Thank you very much. My name is Aaron Chandler from Forever Football DRSC. Keep living the Rovers life, and that, my friends, is full time. Rovers till I die. Come on, Rovers. 3 points. Let's build on this. And Matt Smith, you Welsh beauty. Rovers!